Colonel Snelling soon put John to work in a more important job. John agreed to be the temporary Indian sub-agent for the Sioux, while Lawrence Tolliver, the official Indian agent, spent the winter in St. Louis. Marsh was a good linguist and soon was speaking the Sioux language fluently. John fell in love with the Sioux, who were also known as the Dakota, and in particular Marguerite Dakota, a beautiful, intelligent, half French, half Indian girl. John took Marguerite as his common-law wife. They immediately moved into the headquarters of the Indian Agency. John taught Marguerite to read and write, and together they wrote the first Sioux language dictionary. After the winter freeze-up, for months Fort Snelling was completely cut off from the world. On foot, John made a 600-mile round trip between the fort and Prairie du Chien, carrying the precious mail. Afterwards, he wrote his family that after tramping through the snowdrifts and living through the sub-zero nights, he had never felt healthier in his life. He had earned $40, a small sum today, but half a year's pay for the ordinary foot soldier. Unfortunately, John's famous temper had now gotten him in trouble again. Tolliver's younger brother had insulted and attacked John. Now frontier tough, John gave Tolliver's brother a severe beating. Tolliver filed charges against John with the War Department and became his frontier enemy. Colonel Snelling defended John to the War Department, but nevertheless John was out of a job. Lewis Cass was the governor of the Michigan Territory and an Indian commissioner. John impressed Cass with his knowledge of Indian affairs. After the 1825 Indian Conference at Prairie du Chien, John returned with Cass to Washington, D.C. to meet the President, John Quincy Adams, and Cass's friends in the War Department. And John Marsh saw his family for the last time. John Marsh was now the official Indian sub-agent for the Winnebagos. His new post was Prairie du Chien at Fort Crawford. Prairie du Chien was a tiny, French-speaking village and the center of the fur trade in the Northwest Territories. A Mississippi river town supplied by keel boats. It was here that Marguerite, alone, gave birth to Charles, while Marsh was visiting for the last time his family in Danvers. Once John Marsh returned to the frontier, Chief Redbird of the Winnebagos gave Marsh his first crisis.